Hello everybody, this is Graham once again. Today we're going to be doing something new to the channel. Everything wrong with blank. Basically what it is, we're going to be talking about everything wrong with a certain team in the NBA or the NFL. Today's main focus is on the Philadelphia 76ers and everything that they've done wrong in the past 3 years. I want to start in the 2013 NBA draft when the Philadelphia 76ers decide to pick Michael Carter Williams. This is a good pick for them, and they're going to have a solid point guard for the future, and a franchise point guard, in fact, for the future. And he was very successful in college, and the Sixers should be getting plenty of value out of him. So, why would they ever want to get rid of him? And then they also trade for Nerlens Noel, a solid prospect for the future as well in the team. Injury troubles in his college year, being out for the season with a torn ACL. However, he was expected to come back eventually and be able to contribute plenty to the 76ers, them all now having a solid point guard and a solid big man for the future of their team. Now you may think they would have done well in their first season with these two new players. However, of course they didn't. They're the 76ers. They're going to take time to develop and become their true players, as they only got 19 wins in both their rookie season. Probably because of Nerlens Noel being injured for basically the entire season, and MCW not being able to hold the team together as a rookie yet. Now let's fast forward a season. The next NBA draft, the 2014 NBA draft. The Sixers have the third pick, behind the Cavaliers and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Cavaliers decided to select Andrew Wiggins, and the Bucks decided to select Jabari Parker. So with both of the top two players in the NBA draft being selected, the 76ers took the third best player available, Joel Embiid. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad pick. The Sixers now have two solid big men for the future, and of course, Nerlens Noel can play power forward. However, the 76ers made the mistake of drafting a player that still hasn't played yet for the team. He was injured his entire rookie season and hasn't played at all this season either, and probably won't play until next season anyways. But by then, was he really worth the pick? Why did the Sixers draft him in the first place? At this point, you know they should have just selected someone else with that third overall pick in that draft. Fast forward through the season, and the Sixers aren't doing well. I mean, Nerlens Noel's back, but he's not playing tremendous. Michael Carter Williams still isn't able to hold a team together by himself, even though he is playing pretty well. The Sixers look like they'll have a good team for the future, but in the current state, they're not doing well whatsoever. However, for some reason, the Sixers decided to trade Michael Carter Williams. The reason being, I have no idea. They traded him, and he's not in the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a 3-team deal, so the Sixers get JaVale McGee. Why do they need JaVale McGee? They have Joel Embiid and Nerlens Noel already. Adding Joel Embiid just adds more depth to the big man spot, which they don't really need at this point. JaVale McGee was even bought out just a few games after he was traded to the Sixers. So it makes you wonder what the Sixers were thinking of in the first place. They practically got nothing from Michael Carter Williams. Fast forward to the 2015 NBA draft, and the Sixers once again have the third overall pick, behind the Timberwolves and the Lakers. The first two picks were Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, two players that definitely could have helped the Sixers, considering that Karl Anthony Towns was an absolute beast compared to Joel Embiid or Nerlens Noel, and D'Angelo Russell is a huge upgrade from whatever point guard the Sixers had after Michael Carter Williams. So, since both of them were taken, the Sixers decided to take the best available for some reason again. And you know what? It was another big man. A big man. They don't need a big man. And as you can see by this picture, it was Jahlil Okafor. Now, Jahlil Okafor was really good in college. I'm not going to give him any bad rep for that. I'm not going to say that his draft stock wasn't valuable. the Sixers took the best available, and that's Jahlil Okafor. However, did they really need Okafor? They probably should have taken a forward or a guard, something they needed more. They didn't need another big man to play the 4 or the 5. They already had 2 solid big men for the future on their team. Now they have 3. They have Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, and Joel Embiid. Embiid probably would be the backup out of the 3, but he's still injured, so they only have 2 really. Jahlil Okafor is pretty successful with the Sixers in his rookie season, but like Embiid and Noel, he did get injured. He wasn't injured the entire season like both players' rookie seasons, but he did get injured later in the season. So the Sixers once again probably screwed up in the draft, which is becoming pretty typical at this point, isn't it? Now the Sixers do have another point guard since Michael Carter-Williams was traded. They still have Tony Wroten, a solid point guard for the future of the 76ers, who's also very young and has plenty of potential. However, for some reason, as always, the 76ers released him. Why? I don't know. They were probably just like, hey man, you're a good point guard, but we don't want you because, we're tanking to draft another big man for the upcoming draft. Scalabus here, Henry Ellenson, all those guys. Yeah, we want one of them. Screw you. Get out of here. And now what are the 76ers left with that point guard? TJ McConnell and Ish Smith. I mean, yeah, they're okay. But Tony Wroten's better than both of them. Michael Carter-Williams is better than all 3 of them. And for some reason, the Sixers think they are doing the correct moves for the future of their franchise. Now, looking at the Sixers' record for this season, they're 10-70. They're on track to be tied for the worst record in an 82-game season with the New Jersey Nets from about 8 years ago. So, of course, you're probably thinking, well, how can we solve this then? Well, I can tell you, don't get rid of Michael Carter-Williams and don't get rid of Tony Wroten. In fact, keep both of them. You want to know why? It's because you'll have a strong point guard core. You'll at least be able to have one at point guard and one as the backup. If not, you could put one of them at shooting guard. That way, you'll have 2 guards for the future that are both young, and then you'll also have 2 big men, Nerlens Noel and Jahlil Okafor. What about Joel Embiid, you say? Well, let's just think about this. In the 2014 NBA draft, the Sixers selected Joel Embiid. Well, maybe they shouldn't have. They should have selected some other type of guard or some forward. It doesn't matter who it is. Anything is literally better than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is injured, hasn't even played in the NBA, so pretty much any NBA rookie from the 2014 season would be a better selection than Joel Embiid to be on the Sixers currently. So let's just say, Joel Embiid, why are you on this team? Embiid, for all we know, could be a free agent, or heck, he's probably still in college. He should have stayed in college. That probably would have been good for him. But, the 76ers, if they didn't get rid of all these players, heck, they could be in the playoffs. So, until next time, it's Grandman signing off. Peace.